pleased Almighty God to call our brother from this life to himself. Accordingly, we commit his body to the earth whence it came. Since Christ, the first fruits of the dead, has risen again, and will refashion our frail body in the pattern of his glorious risen body, we commend our brother to the Lord. May he embrace him in his peace and bring his body to life again on the last day. Let us pray for our brother to our Lord Jesus Christ, who has said, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. We beg you, Lord, who wept over the dead Lazarus, to wipe away the tears from our...
I didn't know Tom Casey was a left footer.
And like Casey, stands to reason, doesn't it?
I had a meeting with a commissioner on AC crime. There's only one thing they want to know.
We'll get them, Jack. Don't you worry about that. Got a good lead, languishing in hospital up north.
Well, you know my feelings on capital punishment. Jack Ketch, they call me, after the public hangman at Newgate.
Yeah.
If it comes to shooters, George, which it well might, I want you to do everything in your power to arrest them alive.
No one would blame us if we got them.
We're not executioners. If the government says there's no death penalty, we're not getting them out of their bit of bother by shooting the naughty ones.
There is a death penalty, but it's reserved for coppers and bystanders.
They say the bar in the House of Commons was packed that night, celebrating their civilised decision.
Yeah.
He thought highly of you, you know.
Did he really?
Best copper he ever met, he said. He was watching you all the time.
Watching?
I wanted to learn, you see.
Huh. Well, he was a pretty good copper himself.
Yeah. Look where it got him.
It was good of the commissioner to come, wasn't it? He was the chap with the bald head and the moustache and...
George.
Yeah?
You will get them.
Oh, yes. No. Well, I must say, for a victim of that mob, you look the picture of health.
Why don't you naff off?
Well, I would. Only you see, Sunshine, your erstwhile friends have only gone and croaked two of my colleagues. So, you have just won something beginning with the letter G, my son. And that can only stand for grief. Maybe also the letter P, for plenty of.
Yeah, well, that's something I can handle. No sweat.
Applied to have you transferred to the Scrubs Hospital when they take you off the drip feed.
You're all art.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, and today's a big day in your life.
How's that?
Today is the day I'm sending up the steps, my son. Charged with the murder of your brother-in-law, Tommy Cripps.
Oh, Doctor.
Sergeant, can you stop playing with that, please?
Oh.
Where's my bunch of grapes?
Afraid I ate them. I'll give you a receipt.
Why don't you, you know? Get stuffed.
Well, that's what we do, innit? You do your job, I'll do mine. I'll phone you brief if you like. Who do you want?
Gabriel. James Gabriel.
Know his number?
I don't know.
Your trouble got it?
Leave her out.
How can I? Might be worth doing for accessory. What's so funny?
Listen, I'm headed for that little tent of blue, copper. You do what you like.
An Oscar Wilde student. I never had guessed that a ponce like you knew the ballad of Reading Jail.
You're leaning on my drip feed.
Father Liam praised the courage of both Catholic and Protestant populations in the face of political impotence.
Hi, Lucy.
The funeral took place today of Detective Inspector Tom Casey, the Scotland Yard officer found murdered last Thursday in a house in Scarborough. The second murder victim was buried yesterday in Norwich. He was Detective Constable Edward Verity, father of two. The Home Secretary has expressed his sympathy to the dead man's families.
What sort of people could do a thing like that?
I don't know.
I mean, well, hanging's too good for them. 2 kids.
It's part of his job, isn't it? He's a copper, nosing around.
Dad?
It's not that I'm not sorry. I feel very sorry, especially for the bloke's kids.
And what happens to them now?
Widows and orphans fund, I suppose. I'll leave it out, Lucy, for Christ's sake.
You'd care a bloody sight more if they were horses.
You've got problems, boss.
We can talk about it on the heath.
Mr. D, it's not looking good. The filth are onto Rutter. Copper called George Bullman, hanging about the hospital.
What's the matter? You two gone deaf? I said we'd talk about it on the heath.
Right then. AC Crimes briefing in 5 minutes. Room 614. AC Crimes briefing, 5 minutes, 614.
Right. He was a good bloke. Bastard of a way to go.
Can I tell you something? You know, Tom fancied me.
Sensible bloke.
And he asked me out.
So you went?
Yes. It's the night when you and George went up to fetch Tommy Quince. We went out to dinner, little knowing that World War III was just round the corner.
Yeah. That was how this whole deal started.
And we went back to his flat for a drink afterwards.
Look, maybe this was private between you and Tom.
And we drank some scotch, and I think we played some music, and you and George were getting shot at by Rutter and Co.
And didn't he try to get the old Lego?
Jesus, Derek, you are the last of the bloody romantics.
It was a natural question.
Yes, well, he did. And I didn't.
So?
Well, the point is, I really wanted to be with him. Could have married him, even. Right, well, we'll miss the briefing.
Right, settle down. Lights. This is John Charles Rutter. 8 years robbery with violence. 3 years demanding with menace. 5 years conspiracy to murder. A naughty monkey. At present he's in hospital in Manchester.
Somebody had him severely and professionally beaten up. And it's that somebody who might be able to help us, as they say, with this murder inquiry.
The 2 policemen who were murdered were working undercover. They were found shot through the head, hands bound behind their backs by D.S. Bullman and D.S. Willis. The case they were investigating was a series of armed robberies which is taking place all over the country.
But at the moment, Rutter's our only lead.
Well, yes and no. Rutter is a professional villain. Only days ago he took part in an attack on a police witness, his wife's brother. The witness died. So it's reasonable to suppose that has something to do with Rutter's present condition.
So there's family aggro.
Which could be their Achilles heel.
Would it be worth taking another look at the wife, sir?
Yes. Go on up there, would you?
Well, Flounder, this is Dogfish, over.
Flounder, go ahead, over.
What do you reckon, over?
Well, she's got no luggage. She's driving without fuss. Maybe visiting Rutter in hospital or shopping, I should think.
Give us a yell when she's headed back. I reckon there's time for a spin, over.
Okay, take care. Out.
Dave, did you find Casey's notes?
Not a sign, sir.
Well, we better find them, son. Otherwise, Casey and Verity got top for sweet FA. You know, I'm having problems about George Bullman's promotion.
Oh, no, sir, I didn't.
It's nothing specific. It's just that the system keeps hiccuping it back. He writes he should take over Tom Casey's team, handle this case, run it.
Well, from what I've heard, that's what he's doing.
It still leaves me without an established DI down here. You see, certain doors are closed to George. Now, don't you quote me on that.
And certain doors are open. Mine, for instance.
Keep your hair on. It'll sort itself out. In the meantime, I want you to take over Tom Casey's team. The documentation is already underway. You can stay at the Paradise in Pimlico until we find you a house.
House? I've got 15 years contacts up in the north. All my practical experience.
Aye, well, that's very good, eh? That'll come in handy. You're going to be a good right hand down here, Dave. But for God's sake, don't bugger me about. Don't go undercover, you know what I mean?
It's not my style.
Good. Do me another favour. Keep your eye on George Bullman. He's liable to bend the rules in this case.
He won't.
Keep your eye on him, eh?
Who's that bloke Doug Smithers brought up from the south? Evil looking.
Nandiro's sweating a bit. I wish they wouldn't force it. That animal's worth too much money to mess around.
Who is he, Dad?
Not the jockey.
No, the bloke Doug Smithers brought up. Gives me the creeps.
Well, maybe Nandiro's not another red rum. But by Christ, Lucy's got a good few seasons ahead of him.
Okay, I'll mind my own business.
Yep.
Derek?
Yeah.
We're going to the supermarket. Any joy?
Nah, the place is as clean as an nun's diary. Look, give us a shout when she's headed back.
Oh, look, hang about. They're coming out.
Morning, Jean.
Get him out of my sight. He took my brother.
No, love. Your John did the job on Tommy. We all thought we were there to spring Tommy, you know that.
You're talking about Daddy, Mama.
No, Anne. You just get in the car.
Just a minute, something's happening.
Get your hand off that door.
We're going for a little holiday, girls.
Don't you bloody put your hands on my kids. Get up, home.
The point is, Jean, it's getting a bit awkward.
Yeah, well, that's not my problem, is it?
Jean, our problems are your problems.
But what the hell's going on? You know I'm not going to grass.
Ah, and you're John, mate. They're sticking him for murder.
So you can swing a little deal.
Look, it was me that turned Johnny over to you in the first place, remember? So if you hold me hostage, he's not going to be fussed, is he?
No. We think so world of these little darlings.
You bastard.
They're leaving with a couple of guys.
St. Gregory's Hospital. I want to speak to Detective Sergeant Bullman in the Ivor Marshall ward. It's urgent.
Can you shut that door, Bullman? I'll catch my bleeding death of cold.
Death lays his icy hand on kings. Even your princes must tumble down, and in the dust be equal made with the poor crooked scythe and spade.
Meaning?
You've all got to go sometime. Yeah?
Sergeant, telephone. D.S. Willis.
Right.
Shut that door, Bullman!
Hello, Flounder. This is Pike. Are you receiving? Over. Hello, Flounder. This is Pike. Are you receiving? Over. Bloody static. Liam, there's a spot of action. Get mobile. I'll try and raise Miss Bennett.
Right.
Hello, Flounder. Excuse me, madam. I'm a police officer. This is an emergency.
A helicopter? I can't see Jack Cage behind that. Hold on. I'll just call you. Jack, Bullman's on the phone. He wants a helicopter.
Not a chance. Give me 2 good reasons why I should order up a chopper for 1 sergeant out of 16 detective sergeants in this case.
Well, sir, point number 1, the other 15 have achieved nothing. And number 2, well, here we have a situation with 2 officers murdered and Willis and Vanessa chasing suspects with 0 backup. Unless Bullman gets there pretty sharpish.
Charlie, this is Pike. Can you patch me through to Dogfish and Flounder? Hello, Flounder. This is Pike. Receiving. Over.
Flounder, got you strength 4. I'm heading south at Sector Papa, Quebec. What's your location? Over.
I'm following you in a helicopter. Dogfish has brought me up to date on the situation. Have you been spotted? Over.
Negative. Dogfish is spelling me, so it's quite low profile.
Right, stay with it. I'll get Traffic Mike Charlie to relay you to the office. Stay in voice all the way and keep me continually posted on your position. Over.
Roger, Chief. This could be interesting. Over.
Flounder, for God's sake, don't let them run with you, and don't lose them. They're all we've got. I've got this rally helicopter to justify too. Out.
Well, Willie, thanks for coming down.
I love the motor. I understand you've got a spot of border. Too bloody right. Wouldn't be to do with these 2 fellas at Scarborough, would it? That was a stupid bloody move.
Not like you, Harry.
Come on, Willie. We can talk on the heath.
What do you want done?
In this game, it's sink or swim.
You want some more blood, Leigh, is that it?
Yeah, a bit. But it should sort things out.
Harry, why don't you empty across to Marbella for a while? You've got a lovely place there.
Now listen. My back's to the wall. That's when I proved that Harry Dagar earned his reputation. Now you owe me, Willie. And I'm calling.
Hello, Flounder and Dogfish. Pike has his BDI on the target. They seem to be settling in. Stay out of sight and keep an eye on the approach road. I'll be with you in a minute.
What the hell did the governor rustle up a helicopter?
I don't know. I think he must have used blackmail.
Looks like we're going to be stuck here for the duration.
I don't know. Could be worse.
But it's going to be a long, cold night.
Perhaps that's something you should get used to from now on.
Yeah, I could see that coming. Right then, on with the motley. All right? Yeah, they're down there in the farm.
Gentle art of poaching.
Probably after pheasants go. He's trespassing anyway. We could nick Chummy and go home. Collar's a collar.
Some of us are life's scoutmasters, Derek. Some of us are its poachers. God help England the day the righteous scoutmasters have elbowed all us poachers. Come on then, Willis. No time to hang on. Not so fast, Willis.
How'd you rustle up a chop?
Dave Singer, taking over Tom Casey's job. Moving down to the yard.
It's just really please, Sarge.
I'm sorry, George. That should have been your spot.
Yeah. Well, I never had any illusions, you know.
I sometimes wonder why you don't just jack it in, Gov.
You know what you're saying, Harry. That's one hell of a favour you're asking.
You owe me one hell of a favour, Willie. Or I wouldn't ask.
Why in the name of him that watches over Celtic and Partick Thistle did you have these two polis malleted in the first place?
They had the old firm sussed. You know how many years that's taken? 17.
Aye, I know. But two techs. If they were onto you, the whole blue lamp's onto you. You've put your head in a bloody noose, man.
I don't think so. We had Casey, the DI, under Robbo for a couple of weeks. His phone bugged. So, we know he was playing a loner. Ah, you know what they're like. Promotion there.
Now, but what about his notes?
It's a chance. Listen, if I'd have done it wrong, they would have nicked me by now.
Maybe aye, maybe no. And these 2 jobs you want me to do will finalise it.
I'm confident.
No, I don't know. It's a hell of a bloody business. Rubbing out every single witness.
But it's tidy.
Oh, aye. Tidy's a word. I wouldn't like to cross you, Harry Digger.
So, you'll help me?
The hospital shouldn't be a problem. But I'll have to send someone to look over the farm first. Can we not leave the kids out of it?
Yes or no, Willie?
I'll use mowing team. Hard tickets, ex-UVF. But listen, there'll have to be a couple of days between jobs. I don't want any snags.
How did Jack the Hangman take it, Gov? When you asked for the special guard on Rutter to be withdrawn?
Oh, somewhat critical, if not to say dead against it, but I managed to persuade him that we could handle it.
I'm just going to brief these yokels and then it's back to the hospital for us. We don't want Rutter to get rubbed out before we finish with him, do we?
Did we get any sleep on this job, Sarge?
I don't. Not till I nailed the dross that did in Tom and Eddie.
Taking it personal, Gov?
Yeah. Put it down to menopausal fugue. Oh, you know, one thing we haven't reckoned on, my famous bleeding knee's gone crook on me.
Bad sign?
Yeah, the worst.
Right, Sergeant. We're ticking over all right. I just hope to God we're not wasting our time.
Right, sir. You will tell me if you spot anything, won't you? I mean, anything, any change, anything sus.
I'll let your boss know if that's what you mean.
Bleeding sweet basher. I'm not finished with you yet.
So what George envisages is about 30 officers working undercover in the area.
Just so.
How does Bullman justify such a disposition of manpower?
Well, it's not for Bullman to justify it to you, sir. That's up to me.
God, don't tell me just to get back up north you're going to start giving me the needle.
Oh, very droll, sir. Now, the 2 men checked up with Mrs. Rutter have been identified as Green and Smithers. They got formed for armed robbery, GBH, you name it.
You might help with the dishes, Mrs. Rutter.
I didn't ask to be brought here. And I'm certainly not going to lift a finger to help.
Why did you turn your old man over to us?
Because he shot me brother. I'd have been delighted if you'd have croaked the bastard.
Charming.
Are they with us?
Did you lot bump them coppers off in Scarborough? I mean, what's all the big fuss?
Oh, now, Mrs. Rutter. We're just here because Mr. D wants it like that, all right?
So how come he let my Johnny off with a good hiding then?
Well, I think he likes him. He was peeved Rutter arranged that ambush and croaked Tommy without getting a nod from on high. You know what these guys are like. Or don't you read your Sunday papers?
Cheers. Come on. Gov, surveillance team have just found a cuckoo in their nest.
Meaning?
Somebody else is watching the farm.
Are they? Are they indeed? Is that a fact?
You're happy?
Well, no man happy until he dies, Derek. He is at best fortunate.
Has to be eruditus.
Herodotus. You surprise me pleasantly, my boy.
He's on your study sheet for this week.
Ah, now you could become a detective with a bit of effort. You know, Dave, I do believe that the moment of truth is,
imminent?
Precisely, if not sooner, my boy.
Gov. For God's sake, stop calling me my boy.
How's Chummy?
Sleep of the unjust, Sarge. I could do with about 840 winks myself.
Right, gather round.
You got a glint in your eye.
They're going to make a try for him.
When?
I don't know. Those blokes wrecking out the farm, they're not doing it for fun. And no doubt they're sussing out this place too.
So what's the score?
The score, my boy, is that alien being out there, that vermin that blew away Tom and Eddie, he's panicked. Instead of keeping his scabby little head down, he's going to take us all on.
Have a go at,
For starters, that's why they've got his wife and Sproggs at the farmhouse.
Quite a nutcase, our quarry.
So we should rustle up some noddies.
What? And frighten away the bad guys?
Bit strong, Gov. I mean, what if they come in here mob-handed?
What if they hit the wife and kids first?
If they hit them first, Rutter will drop his I may be a writing by him, no squealer act. We pull the shutters down and Chummy here sings like Anne Shelton. No. They'll go for him first.
You old sod, George, and that's what you're after?
Of course.
What if they manage it, Gov?
Well, there's no bleeding use to us if he won't grass. I, for one, wouldn't miss him.
Sounds personal to me.
You better believe it.
Hey, you. Listen to Das House.
Well, let me sit down for a minute. Just had my hand raised.
Well, just 5 minutes, then you're out. Hand or no hand.
God bless you. Hey, Jimmy. How's it the price of a cup of tea at the machine?
This isn't a bleeding Salvation Army, you scruffy old git.
Come on, it's a cold night outside.
All right, here you are. Go on your way.
You're a white man.
What's his desk?
You know, I think you're providing me with more patience with that thing,
I hate the shooters. They scare me stiff. I bloody hate them.
Yeah, the staff seem normal. They're not the filth dressed up and they're not nervous. Now, you know the setup on the 4th floor?
Aye. 2 coppers.
Right. We go then, will Aye, go. Nice and swift now, lads. Good luck.
See, your arch criminal is sleeping like a baby.
Well, none of us is perfect. I'm just going to wash my hands, as the saying goes. I'm just off to the urinal, all right?
Easy, or she gets it. Right. Get your sleeve up.
Christ. I can't be moved, fellas.
You're not going anywhere, friend. You're for the chop. Do him, now! Chris! Come on, stupid fuck! Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Jesus, God.
Come on, click every trip. Get him out of there. I want that video machine and the photographs, right?
You need copy, I'll break my arms. Just for starters, move it.
Sedated. Pentothal.
She'll be all right?
We'll put her to bed. She'll be awake in about an hour. Nurse, there's a spare bed in Thomas a Becket.
I suppose you want us to move the body?
No, nor the shooters. That scum's death has to be investigated by the local law. Just like any other killing. Masses of paperwork.
Now then, how's the patient?
About ruddy time.
Oh, bugger. You'll be here for weeks. Yes?
Nice friends you turned out to have.
I want protection. You set me up.
That's right. You'll get protection when you decide to help me.
I'm telling you nothing. Why didn't you show me these before?
You wouldn't have believed me.
Pictures don't lie. Not this lot.
You wouldn't have believed me. Your wife will be next.
It's my kids I want.
Stop pissing around. Your kids are for the job, too.
Yeah. Eve would do that. Okay. I'll shop the Scout for my kids.
What is his name?
Harry Dagar.
Dagar?
The meet didn't go too well, Harry. One fell, one booked by the stewards.
Yeah, I know. I saw the papers. What about the other thing? The farming venture?
Well, you'll need the stuff at the farm as collateral. For pressure to be brought in the front runner, till I can arrange another event. I've pulled my representative out of the area for the time being.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
We'll have to meet.
There's a big race today.
I just love the GGs. I'm on my way.
Problems, Dad?
No, nothing to worry about. Come on, let's have a look at the favourite.
It would have to be a big meeting. We're not looking for a needle in a haystack in all that crowd.
I'll meet you at the rail, Lucy, just before the off.
Okay.
Back to the helicopter. See if you can spot him from the air.
Smithers.
Right.
Where's he going?
Generally goes for a bit of exercise about this time. Bit of a walk.
Well, we better pick him up before he gets back.
Right.
Everything set for the main event?
5 minutes.
Good.
My boy won't talk because I'm paying his wife handsome while he's inside. And he knows it'd be a head job if he did.
I was saying, Rutter would keep his mouth shut so long as I got his brass.
Listen, you're being too cruel by half, son. The old Bill is tearing England apart, looking for the blokes that top their own. And that's including old George Bullman.
And who's George Bullman when he's at
A swift and evil Rosa, that's who. I've known him since the old days down in the smoke. Toughest man in the flying squad in his heyday. A couple of years ago, a young Greek nutter took him hostage. I sorted it out. Shot the kid, saved Bullman. He seemed quite grateful at the time. It's an odd world, right enough.
What are you trying to tell me, Willie?
This is all going wrong for you. That's what.
Now listen.
Now, you listen. Now, I've got a pal flies these jokers from meet to meet. Say the word, you can be in Paris this evening, playing out to Rio, and tell Ronnie he owes me a drink.
Hang on to your bottle, Jock. I've come to see my horse win. Maybe then I'll take you up on your offer.
Harry, your head's full of wee boats and trains. Don't you know? Don't you know they're going to have you? It's a vendetta, son. And you can't beat the thin blue line.
They're under orders. I'll see you later.
You're on your own, Harry boy. Plane's there if you want it. See the man.
that right, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Soon now. Hey, where's Doug?
He's gone for a walk. Hey, you've got a red dot on you.
What?
A red dot, look.
Some kind of reflection.
Joseph Reginald Green, you are in danger. Do not move.
What?
The red dot is a laser beam target indicator from a sniper's rifle. If you attempt to resist arrest, the police officer using that rifle will open fire. If you understand, raise both hands. All right, Mrs. Rutter, you're safe now.
You're a bit out of your depths down here, aren't you, Willie?
Oh, hello, Mr. Bowman. Oh, you know me, always a keen punter.
I've got one of your lads in the nick, another one on the slab.
Not one of my blokes. I'm in the restaurant business.
Yeah, I'm a real guide.
Come on, let's go and have some champagne.
Lucy, I'm sorry. I can't stop. I've been called away. I've got to fly out.
Me too.
Places?
Thank you very much.
There was a tramp hanging around the hospital. Scottish accent.
Now you've lost me.
Not for long, will it?
Who knows? The moving finger writes and having writ moves on. Omar Khayyam.
Is that a fact? Yeah, got another quote for you. One of these days, I'm going to take time off and come up to that no-mean city and nick you, son, George Bullman.
You're all heart, so
you're all armpit.
We found him, Gus. He's making for the airstrip.
Time for the ride of the Valkyries.
Come on, where's the car?
Willis, I don't think we can catch up. You'll have to cut him off. That finger's not getting away now.
Get out, you bastard! You're going nowhere! Get in the car! Coward! Get in the bleeding car!
Tom would be pleased that you got him.
Yeah.
You've taken a weight off my mind, George. Thank you. Makes his passing easier to bear. Tom always said you was a good copper.
Get out of that bleeding car!
Tom was fond of a young lady that worked with him.
She was very fond of him.
He kept some of his things here, you know, notebooks and photographs, tape recordings. I'm sorry. I should have remembered, but what with the funeral? He said I was only to give them to you, George.
Oh, well, I'll take them back to the office.
Right. I've just opened the door. I suppose it would have saved you a lot of trouble if I'd remembered his notes before now. I'm sorry, George.